Welcome guys to World of Tanks with VK28, and today we're going to show you a tank review of the VK28.01, the German Tier 6 light tank. And we're going to be comparing it to the T21, the American Tier 6 light tank, and the T37, also an American Tier 6 light tank. Now currently VK28 and I are grinding down that line to get to the Tier 10 medium, the Leopard 1. Now if you look at the VK28.01, you can see that the DPM compared to the T21 and the T37 is lacking. I mean, it's got 200 less than the T21 and still 160 less than the T37, which is basically one shot and a few high rolls. Now if you compare the penetration, you can see it's got 158 penetration compared to the 128 of the T21 and the T37, and you're going to be thinking, well great, it has excellent penetration. Well, no, because I'm actually cheating a bit here. This is the VK28.01 with APCR loaded, otherwise it has gold ammunition loaded, and even with gold it still has only roughly the same as the T37, which is just ridiculous. Now if you actually switch it back to AP, you'll notice that it has only 110 penetration, which is absolutely atrocious at Tier 6. And this is the VK with the small gun, so with the accurate, fast-firing, high penetration in this case, low damage gun. It also has the opportunity to mount a derp gun with 64mm of penetration and 350 damage per shot, but really it isn't as reliable, and it's not the kind of gun you want to use, because if you look at the T49, I believe it is, you can do a hell of a lot of damage even frontally, but with the VK that's just not possible. So we'll stick with the let's call it the small gun, the accurate gun, and go from there. The shell velocity is very poor compared to the T37, which does limit it quite a bit. However, it has a high ammo capacity, which I think is excellent because it allows you to potentially at least carry games. Now, the aiming time, it says here it's 1.63. It doesn't really feel like 1.63. It feels like 2.5, to be honest. Yeah. The accuracy also 0.37, which shouldn't be that bad, but again it feels like it's more, and I actually think that on the gun it says it's 0.39. Anyway, who cares? Statistics, what do they matter? Now the dispersion on the move is terrible. The gun depression is basically the same as all the other tanks. The T37 has only 9 degrees of gun depression, but you don't really notice it, I think. The forward speed is supposedly better, but it gets totally hit by the soft terrain resistance, and the rest of the terrain resistance, it doesn't feel like it's got that good of a terrain resistance. And I feel like there's other stats that limit the VK28.01. I'm not sure. It's got, well, basically no hull armor. You're not going to bounce anything. Even with HE, you're just going to penetrate it no matter what. Yeah, and that's basically it. I mean, 390 view range is very nice. You can easily get it up to 440, which is the maximum. The camo values aren't displayed, but yeah, who cares about camo values? Yeah, and that's about it. It's overall an extremely disappointing tank, and all of the sort of red things that you see here, where you think, oh my god, it could be better, they're absolutely meaningless. I mean, the only stats that really count are here in the firepower, in the gun handling, and again, it doesn't feel like it's better here, and the movement. And once again, it doesn't feel like this is correct. It just seems wrong. Anyway, and just another quick look at the VK28.01. This is the visual model, so basically the way it looks in game, and this is with the derp gun mounted. And if you look at it, it looks like a fat kid, doesn't it? It looks like it's just, oh, I want candy. It looks like a fat fucking kid, and it's just so wrong. It just doesn't belong here. Oh my god, I hate this tank. So here guys, we're in the replay on Lakeville on Encounter, and we're going to go straight for this middle sort of area to shoot and spot. So as you can see, because of this terrible AP pen, we're carrying a lot of APCR. We're actually carrying 30 APCR. And this is a pretty standard sort of tier 8 game. We've got 5 tier 8 tanks on each side, and if you look at them, all of their tanks, the Liberté, the T28 and the T28 prototype, we can't pen any of them frontally, no matter at what angle, so we have to get around their sides. So here we're going for the early spots. We're going to engage our binoculars, and hopefully there's something back there that we can shoot at. And there we go, there's the Liberté, the Leo, the Jagdpanther. Maybe some other tanks will come along as well. Now obviously our team isn't interested in shooting anyone, so we're trying to go for the lower plate of the Jagdpanther here. There's the Oni. And there's the Flat Panzer, and he's trying to rush us. And if we can't get rid of that Jagdpanther, then we're pretty much screwed. That Jagdpanther is just going to fuck up our day, and we really need to get rid of him if we want to have a good game here, because we need to get the spots in. That's our role as a light tank on Lakeville. So we've got the Chaffee, the Cromwell and the Leo shooting at him, and I hope some of them are going to actually hit him. It'll only take 2 hits no matter what tank it is. There we go, there's the first. That looked like it was the Bulldog actually, from the direction. There we go, and the Bulldog gets him. Excellent. And we're already pushing Valley. As you can see, there seems to be only one more tank left in Valley, the 5916, the Chinese light tank. And now that the Flat Panzer's gone, we did have to wait a bit to get unspotted, but now we can put side shots into that OI. There's the IKEA, the I think it's the T7 Swedish tank. They've got trash side armor. They're pretty quick, they're very stealthy, but they've got terrible armor. There's the VK28.01, the tier 6, I believe, German heavy tank. We're going to put some side shots into him, and even with normal AP we can penetrate him easily. Now if you think about it, if we had the derp gun loaded here, we wouldn't have been able to put in any of these shots, as the derp gun is just that inaccurate. And the classic stationary tank scouting role is non-existent if you're using the derp gun. Well, that is if you want to shoot something as well. If you're using the derp gun, it's better to actually go around and shoot people, preferably in the arse. So now we've got the Leo who's passing us by, and we're going to go after him, I guess. Yeah, we're not going to hit that Leo. And now it's time to push up straight down the middle and spot the remaining couple of tanks. I think the T28 prototype wasn't spotted, and the T28 was spotted just now. There's the enemy artillery in a very forward sort of position, and luckily he isn't loaded, otherwise he would have made a quick feast of us. Now here we could have shot the T28 up the arse, but we're actually going to go for some spots here. There's a Jack Panther, the Leo, and hopefully we can help our team out. That we penned here is quite amazing, I think. Must have hit him straight through the drive wheel. And there's the tier 6 IKEA, and in a very unfortunate position for us because we can't get around the Jag Panther, but we're going to go up around the IKEA himself and put a few shots into him. And that's our first kill. Now as you can see, we're already on 2,154 damage dealt, and that is already an excellent game in the VK. Now if we can catch the T28 prototype or the Liberté off guard, and if we can get around their asses, then we can put some more shots into them, and we should be able to rack up 3,000 damage. And there's the Liberté spotted, and obviously, as luck would have it, he's facing right our way, so we're going to turn around and fuck off. And this game really isn't won yet. If we can't get around this Liberté and flank him, then he can take out our tier 7 tanks, our tier 7 medium tanks, all of them very soft targets with low pen. We can take them out easily. But luckily we get around him, we do finish him off, and we're on 2,800 damage dealt. Can we get the third kill? Yes, and here's the arse of that prototype, and we're trying to go for the track, but sadly this little small caliber just can't get the module damage. Nice, there's our third kill. So guys, here are the end plates. This was our mastery class, obviously. We got a high caliber and a Confederate, and we got 2,294 experience on the premium. Now we got 3,206 damage done with 3 kills and 1,529 base experience, doing more damage than any other tank on our team. Now obviously, because we fired a lot of premium, we did make a loss of 21,120 credits, but we're just going to rake that in with the next game. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed this tank review. As always, please click that subscribe and like button, and I hope to see you on the next one.